Sumio no Aba Pemo Aha a Pent Radio 100.1 FM. Yo Kumase Asoko Pentecost House. And you no numa Pemo Cassia and na Ebraso has said Yadebro. Nakasiemu Asedari Yemfa Emma or Henry Spices and I feel so or Henry non dairy powdered milk one madam and also Yasin Casimo Afa and Hokanyana. Na Cassie and some dia edi emwa kotini be and enumerate any say. Christian Council of Ghana, one Marco Pimo, a war, a ye Jubilee House. Wakoya was it on Mampeni, yes, National Cathedral, no Twaso.
Na was National Cathedral, you amani base, ya bet Twaso, na yan Twaso, Mampeni, so a no na saying, and I knew you know a koye.
Hononya for Isaac Adongo, where ye Rashabi Unit Mamma for Gatanga West. Was it at Dacha Papa or Hodima or my Ghana, a sign penny for Papa Yanyana and Inch.
Na Ubo Rasha Bejama or Oba Penja, one on the sea, additional more at West about 2 pesos so and then more. I am Mammy Abna or Sasa, one who switch room say, Galam say, Kona Faso Yakono, and yet no Quasono.
Interior Minister Chiremwa enter Mesikuta on Sabosome ewa afimono na am robbery kwa ya recorded 628 ama murder cases anasi nipa yeku onom 340
na wali kokobonsam akodi ama addition mo epe bambo adwuma mu akonya titiru wonu mo epe akonya akọ fire service mu ono na afutu nsem mu nkyeremu ye de bedan wo
Amanone ensem county atrase na nwumre ede ebro se KOK na technical room no ma stream ede emayen sa ensonso na boafo bi no afri eye newsroom no kwabena usodumi na kenkanfo eyeme ohene banya komene
adwempa yene kofi man sa adwene papa na papa ni wani kan
samre ya dane hutia wane agye boafo nkratere ka se ni kyeremo ebetwa so enche
Midofo a minni ho agro. Na say die waduane ne da no aye sronko.
Anne omura. Ohinere spices abefi. Aduane de aye sronko. Ohinere chicken seasoning. Se wo totu, wo chi, ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bibia. Fakakra sum.
Froye no.
Ohinere stew seasoning be manageta.
Jollof no.
Ohinere jollof seasoning ma no hwam ni odew mu odew.
Fried rice no kra die.
Ohinere fried rice seasoning e ma me frega frede. Aponchin kakra no. Me do ohinere go seasoning na ye. Asam na me se nira. Ohinere seasoning powder. Ya woni beef, shrimp, noodles, any de keke ka ho. Amunsu ye de. Aduane ne hwam na me de no. Ubedie dibio. Enti obapa. Ohinere spices abama yen. Aduane no aye de efise. Ni die ne nso. Aye de.
Ohinere spices. Deye.
E wudwa hodromu. Eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908. FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum.
Memo kwa bade bakase no eso afi yemu rom ne mfa ensam ne nkyere mo yemfa entoa woso ene Christian Council ekopiem ewo Jubilee House na wokọ eye omampani nai so ekosra no na wode wonom ahiasem enso ekoto nanim na bra okokoduru honom no vice chairperson na wodi eye ene wonom anima Reverend Enoch Thompson na ebra wode wonom hawo eto omampani animu no wocheso omampani ase ye ka eye anti LGBTQ bill ye enho asem achepa ama nipa bibre na wonom adwemu eyo mokesene hese sa bill yukrampo no himfa na akwakosi the proper human sexual right and Ghanaian family values bill no himfa na akwakoto himfa eneda afekura aban ya se owo opposition no odada ye oba aban mu na se wono ankasa ne gidi anase ne gina ye wo ho no yenhu ne ye enti ene yaba kire yen wagina sie ewo eye anti LGBT bill yi ho anase gay sensem yi ho na fe bill no so ehemfa na yakwa kodru sei na Reverend Enoch Thompson wade eno etudwafai.
Long silence surrounding the bill on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. This has created uncertainty and tension within the citizenry, particularly among faith-based organizations and traditional communities. While the Council stands for the dignity and protection of all persons, we also maintain that Ghana must uphold a moral, cultural, and spiritual heritage which recognizes the family as a sacred institution ordained by God. We therefore appeal to Your Excellency to consider the following 3 steps. 1, to provide clear policy direction on the government's position regarding the bill. 2, to encourage Parliament to conclude deliberations in a manner that safeguards our collective moral values while maintaining social harmony. To reaffirm the central role of the family as a foundation for national, moral, and spiritual development.
Wamano answer one more, and was signed by National Cathedral, Anya Bia, a bit me ayen Kayedum Ediama and Chinima, as the way a ye assume an answer of summa and what of my mono, as ye and I say at night, or soon be a bit me aqua kudi juma. Was says ye fan National Cathedral, ya, a who I send Canasana Candiano Crampuno, and sorry how do I war my mubeti me abwa it was sikafum. Sanson sona amanone equal a hodo. A year international partners, one with me aboa, Hama Yesi National Cathedral, and also ye pese ye Ujina beer, Nafe, and also no, ye bet me I saw and also to aso, Nasi Fa Maye, Naninche Muni, and Son of Mampeni, one also adding a dear Ebaba to asono, a yet Reverend Enoch Thompson, Ninche more de Baye, edify a National Cathedral who any.
In the vision and necessity of a national cathedral as a unifying symbol of faith, gratitude to God, and moral renewal for our nation. While we are aware of the prevailing economic difficulties, we believe that the cathedral's completion under a transparent, accountable, and inclusive framework would serve as a spiritual and cultural landmark for generations to come. We therefore humbly recommend Your Excellency the following 3 things. That government reaffirms its commitment to the project, to its continuation and completion, ensuring transparency in financial administration. That a broad-based funding structure involving churches, the private sector, international partners be developed to reduce the fiscal pressure on the state. And 3, that the cathedral be positioned as a national interdenominational project that fosters unity among our people.
We a vice chairperson, Edma, a Christian counselor, what on my emo, a Reverend Enoch Thompson.
Na abusuafo wo eyesa adwumadi ekroya asia no Ghana man panyini owura John Dramani Mahama wabra wo ma aye adehye mu akwaba mo mdomadu nsam atudwa ewieye no eno no so agya yezi panyi dware wi asebe na nsu asantene wo so no so cheche ni nsemu eno waka kire eye Christian Council of Ghana for say we die arabraka omunya ntobase asamba omunya so abotransa na eye National Cathedral no nkomode esisi ano kofa de betopono so a wa Ghana for any baby power esanse National Cathedral no empanyufo kire se uhwe sabio sikadie bi ni ade bi ani mu nsem bebrebi achese ngofo su se akoso na ewo ebenya si etime eye mu hwehwemu pa niama no kwasem bia wadwumadi nim edadi na yesi wugina yese wose atoa so anase wose agyan anan wose adidi dwumadi foforo na mom si afiti preko pe eso ye gyan hwemu no kra de ato ne akwakotoa project ne so dia eno de o chese nya de se betumi aboa na Ghana for so entiasie.
There are 2 kinds of audit. There's a normal audit that you yourself choose your auditor and ask him to come and audit you. And then he audits and presents the report to you. There's that kind of auditor. Then there's the auditor who is asked to come and do a forensic audit. And so we got a copy of the audit that had been commissioned by the Board of Trustees. And as president, I directed that a forensic audit be conducted. We want to know what happened. Before we go forward, we must know what happened. And so we're waiting for the report of the forensic audit. Once that forensic audit has been done, then we can decide what the way forward is. I am a Christian, and I believe that building a house where we can worship God is a good thing. I contributed as one of the chief fundraisers for my own Assemblies of God church building where I worship at Ringway Gospel Center. And I built 10 rural, we call them temples, in 10 villages for the Assemblies of God church. I do believe in building, an interdenominational place where we can worship, but it must be done in consultation with all of us.
mewe dia megidi yesa yebetima nya biaye bia ebeduru ba bi na soma hodo wo Ghana nyira betima akodi ahyemu wo ho na yasom eye tweda mponyankopɔ ne mum biaye kro ne ye ya yenya no kwa pa so na obia so bedu wada sesa ampade ye de ne kwa so ano no eno ati Ghana man panyini ede nsem bi eka ho kyere se eba no eyesa LGBTQ+ sɛbsɛbi kafracho bema ne bema wade oba ne oba wade ne de eka ka oba meda ne oba ne oba da ne bema ene hu nsɛm hwanyan no o kyerɛ mu sɛ enya ade so ono no pansui waka na obeka sisudua so obema bisa te sanso atimi akoso ne sayo so ntino amamra eno eda mrahye bedwam a yehwe nim sɛ ho komasa be sɔre ebiem o kyerɛ sɛ omi sa ja ebere bi so ye mamrahye bedwafo di ho komo gitumu ne so ekoya bedu mampanya no te akunya so na na da kwakufa da na mo so sɛ wose kwadwo gitum ne so etwentwen ne bosa na oja wode koye wo so ono no ba ye waka kyerɛ mrahye bedwam kyame nyene sɛ won san fa saa eye amamra no entopro so biem na mrahye bedwafo eni ho enkomo so munya gitum sɛ kukura wono no mampanya nya bedu na bobo anu a wono so beje no so de nsa ahyase amana fiase aye adwuma.
With regards to the family values bill, you are all aware what happened the last time during the past to injunct the speaker from forwarding the bill to the president for assent. And so the situation is that the bill was never submitted to the president for assent. So it was not submitted and the president did not assent. And by the constitution, any bill that is not assented to by the president before the expiration of the life of parliament expires. And so it means that the bill has to be relayed in the House. The Speaker has given notice that he will allow it to be relayed. But if you want the position of my government, marriage is between man and woman. A person's gender is determined at birth, and then also that the family is the foundation of our nation. That is our position. And so there are no questions or equivocations about what we believe. I believe that we are completely aligned with the Christian Council in terms of your belief. And so we agree with the Speaker to relay the bill and let Parliament, debate it. And if there are any amendments or whatever that have to be done. If the Parliament of the people of Ghana endorse the bill and vote on it and pass it and it comes to me as president,
Anya otiye ya Ghana man panyini onimanyamfo John Dramani Mahama.
Yantoa ensam no eso na yekokopie mu ewo emrahye bedwafie. Yekopie mu ewo emrahye bedwafie a Bolgatanga Central mrahye bedwani eye ononyamfo Isaac Adongo hene dodo na enim no papa yi yekani sikasemu wa ben papa wase Mr Speaker ebrepa ewo yanim ebrepa ewo yanim ewo 2026 esam budget yekenkan yi ho no ene se ene ye fa management a no kwasem aban management so ni papa afen krofo e de o matoto eye nyumako na afen so ahodo ano no wonom so ebo adwuma wonom ehwe se wonom management mu no wonom ebetu na monye krono ketahye ebi ema wonom afa wase emrepa ewo Ghana for yenim.
In 2026, the inflation that you are seeing will begin to behave again. Mr. Speaker, interest rates are going to behave. Mr. Speaker, the exchange rate will behave because the people who are managing them are themselves behaving. And when you behave, the economic variables cannot misbehave. We were in a country where for 8 years, because of recklessness and lack of behavior on the part of those managing the economy, all that the variables knew was to misbehave. So inflation was misbehaving at 54%. Today, inflation is behaving because we are asking inflation stay within the medium-term band of 8% plus or minus 2, and they will continue to behave in 2026. Interest rates are behaving. Now we are able to lend and borrow at 14%. We will continue to make sure that interest rate behave around that figure. Mr. Speaker, the exchange rate has behaved. Everybody knows that. That today the exchange rate fears to go anywhere near 12 cedis, not to talk about 17 cedis. It will continue to behave under the new arrangement that we are putting together in 2026.
Empanifo a wonom ededa enyumakwa hodo ani so wonom da subampa di isika asem so beda subampa edi we eyo nonyamfo Isaac Adongo eye Bogatanga Central mrahye bedwani
na yeda so jamu omrahye bedwam ene womunko modidie emu ono ena eye mrahye bedwani de ma de hyomo atiwa East Abato empesua so onimonyamfo maame abena osai asare ono so sori jane na so se speaker mo asem ka na speaker so we kwa dem kasane ntiu ana o chem se o Mr Speaker se wo hwemu pa dia abawe afimpim yenu ne aduonu nsia omana ko mabosika ode ebeto mra hye bedwam no ensem bebre na waka anya sika isi wo gicha de kwa hwe ya hodo ani Ghana awo ba ko pa atete ase yekoma yakwa yankro na dani danya ye busuosem ese yekomo eye galamsey na so so we sika aban atwa so ode ba beko ade tia galamsey na me onimonyamfo abra ose asare de me huni se sika no esu papa enzo ani ezanse galamsey ko no da ye nyina ye de esese yebo ekasa nya ko ketwa enya bayira abrewa enzo so etimi adwuma ne yeye wo chem se sika ene uhwe asoye wonmo ene woso mo eboa me ko galamsey ko na ye de ekoma wo mo no esum Ghana sika no 2.1 billion enzo so hwe ma emu be se 150 million pe ana chese be kwa asoye no me ye de akọ ade tia galamsey no enu to no de wo sra ba se ka be ya yempe futuo bi nto na ene yempe kwa bia betimi afa so anya sika de agu sa futuo ni mu ne ye de bia nyuma ama de se no mo wo me ya hodo galamsey ekoso no ye betimi ade bia nyuma hodo ehwa mo manya bi aye ye nya ye ne sase kukuro o galamsey no na chia ne ye ka no.
When you take out your compensation and you compare it to the total budget, 150 million, the contribution is 0.003%. So how can you say that it goes beyond economics and it threatens our survival? If you put such an amount in there, are you telling Ghanaians that you are fighting it, or you are just putting out words and playing with Ghanaians? Mr. Speaker, like I said, the galamsey issue also has to do with jobs. And so we were thinking that beyond that, government was going to put some monies into the alternative livelihoods, so that you can take them off the galamsey and find some jobs for them to do. Mr. Speaker, in this same budget, you look at the monies that were allocated to the alternative livelihoods, just 35 million Ghana cedis. Just 1% of the 2.1 billion Ghana cedis under Ministry of Lands and Forestry. Now, Mr. Speaker, we all know, the minister has also quoted, that this threatens our survival. Our major rivers are recording very high turbidity levels, and which is far above the WHO guidelines for safe drinking water. Our rivers are polluted and they are poisoned. Mr. Speaker, the media reports that there's rising stillbirths, there's increased cancer and chronic diseases, farmlands rendered sterile, and fish stocks shrinking and more found. Mr. Speaker, and so if you say that it threatens our survival, I don't expect you to put 0.003% of the total budget into something that threatens your survival.
Na Ghana rishmama eno achie no ana onimonyamfo osabra osai asare bi ka wo chese se wo sika kura so ya tebre ya de ema national anti illegal mining operation secretariat for return to friends and Imos na wasi ano so ewo fompa na sabio wanya ntokwacha ne ye na sa so kwa akoko na kwa akofa enei sa plastic chase bi na de akwa akoko dia na chese ye ko awo ko no hunu se dachi akwa mabia plastic chase udi bo na ebu pe na nipa kuta akodie bi emu otepod be jam am wagasa no be bia be bu akohwe so ri bi ma wachina bi ewo nya ntokwa kese akoko peda de na de akọ ento no de wo sre sika ye twade ama Imos no wo se no so wo fom.
The galamsey menace is a war. If it's a war, then this budget, Mr. Speaker, is like we are in a battlefield with plastic chairs instead of armors to fight and make sure we win this. Because if you send 150, which is 7% of the total budget of the Ministry of Lands and Forestry, and 0.003%, then clearly it is not a matter of survival. It is just a matter of fluffy words that don't have any meaning. But Mr. Speaker, we need to rise above that. This is hurting us. This is killing us. This is poisoning our food, and so we need to do something more than that. I expect that before we approve this budget and pass appropriation, the minister would have amended the monies given to fight galamsey and also to improve on the alternative livelihoods of people who are wind of galamsey. That is when you can tell me that this is really threatening our survival, and so you're doing something about it. But Mr. Speaker, all said and done, I believe that we should have a galamsey emergency program with real financing. The budget was taken to cabinet. President Mahama got the opportunity to view the budget, and he knew how much was going to be used to fight galamsey. Because of what he said, that we need a substantially bigger budget, I was expecting that he advises the minister to put in more than he has put in the budget for galamsey.
Ani oti ye mrashebe dwani de ma de sha wonum ewo atiwa East Abato empesua so onimanyamfo abena osai asare na onim se ana no Goliath ekwa akokum David yi ye abo no fa ye wan fa tu wan fa jan onim
etu chirimu a
o say
etu chirimu a o pa chere say
so say galamsey ko ne the plastic chair there ko
plastic chair there erisu etu edi
na plastic chair do boni pa na say ebubu a sister na anu anamo obetimi de di semoni
enti ono de ra okare hu hia obaye
mentimi ga say hu hia pa cho say ya kama min ka bi ono na cha na dwo na me so me ma ne fato hu ni bi enti say hu hia ne de mentimi nka ne sa
Arisha omenfa ento aso na medo we ko eye ahye ehwe fisem bambo ensem eso waye nsentwofo enhyiamu na enhyiamu oyeye no soafo na ehwe fisem bambo ensem so no nyamfo Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak wono aso na yaso asem rahye bedwani wode eto eye nsentwofo anim ekire se yebu nkonpo ekokohwe yechi a ewo afimpino ene aduonu enan emu 2024 robbery cases are recorded in 1,219. Emma murder cases and so ebabeto 552. Now after 2025 we remi edbesi July mkoano. Robbery cases mkoa yenya and no 628. And after so murder cases 340. I just say yesha pejapa enuti was set yetimi hu bibi. Na yesha si yebetimi tu senya maboni ase.
The statistics is not looking good at all. In 2024 alone, there were 1,219 reported robbery cases and 552 murder cases. As of July this year, the statistics from the CID and the Ghana Police shows that half of the year alone, we've already had over 600, and the exact number is 628 cases of armed robbery and 340 cases of murder. All of it, people use violent means to achieve this, and the use of illicit arms.
Na I don't know what I say. One abo edi pini eye posi adwumakuo no one edi ensawoso atwetwe nkomo. Afa National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, one so one masinkonwa. Security agencies, traditional leaders and afa religious organizations, and afa civil society groups. One atena se adwen ho a ahwe se kwan ben so de betimi afa enyampena sema wudie kronobo aedi etu ekono yebetimi etu ase no wacha se wodi dwumadie bi aba ai no eye Gun Amnesty Initiative eni se obi bia wo enam kwan bone so etu abekita wonsem akodie bia ehye wonsem se wiwi a yesa wo sereye se nam esumase yama kwan se wankasa nso de a yama kwan san fabre aban sa akwanya ewo hono efri December bosome na ebesim no ne de dikan hadi kosi afi ebesim January ne nchichemu mieru pepepe ne de toso edu enum 15th obi bia wukita akodi a enam mra kwan so no fabre aban fako police station anase fako babia ewo se wode sa etuo no edeko se wanfa nkona sesa abre ni etwamu a na che se si ye che wode a na se ebo apayo wo ye wudini se ni se okitetuo na okitetuo nti no se ye che wode a ene mra no bedi enti efri December 1st edikosi January 15th akodi bia ekita wo no fakoma apolisifu anase abambofo.
That is why, after a broad consultation with the Ghana Police Service, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, and our security agencies, traditional leaders, religious organizations, and civil society, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has resolved to declare a gun amnesty, a bold and compassionate initiative to reduce illicit firearms in our country. The gun amnesty program is a window of grace. It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrests or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection points will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. But let me be clear, when this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover illicit arms. Those who refuse this generous offer will be treated as criminals, and the consequences will be firm and uncompromising.
And da hono mo amuntie na akodie be kwaso akita ono ye chewa ye be hu so we criminal ye be bu se kromfo ana se udini na emra no ene obedi ni sa pepepe we interior minister ononyamfo Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak
Yegyina bambo emu ensam na yenyina yenim se enada ena amanebo no ebeto monte so ekyeremu se eba no eye afisem bambo edwumadie ne ntotuye emu a enye nyuma kwa wodo hyehyemu ebie Ghana Police Service ka ho sanso na Fire Service for ka ho Immigration Service ka ho Prison Service for omunyina ka ho omabie omapom ade ato no se Ghana de hyemama wonma so mo ahwe no mdo mu di se adwuma yi wo so betimi aye bie wo mo fa mo nka tamfa amfa mo nsamfa abafontentan so ema wonum so ensa enka na afen yenko hwe na yentimi ema akonya na afen no mfa dasidie mra ne tufa tutu no mani ene yehwe ne usampa dwuma betimi aye ma akonya na so de ho ba be hyemu bi wo mo tezi sa akonya wi ababeto wonum no ene yese ya na tio yese agya bonya ne base ya na nkofa afa ho ewe nkoko anya asem ketwa enkofo bi so eche kunturu ase ayo madwe so mo so eba chechere podi ato Ghana fo trim no mafa so e de bu Ghana fo ebi eno enanam so ama eye Ghana National Fire Service for aba bonte de futu semble ma Ghana for say wo mo mani na wonu mo otom na eye sa frosters for wo so so ani abrese kodom say wo mefa say akonya ya aba so e de bu Ghana for afa so wo say enye no wonum e de je ni nyina gu emontene e kwa ba fa so ado wo sembe fa ba fonten so da man payfo fa sa kwa ne so na nkofa kwantia na sanse kwantia we eye musuo na abodra mu ewo eye bono mantamu a ene mbro mantamu one more kasa mafo abede kire ede ma eya Ghana National Fire Service ADO1 Kwame Adomako wono ene de afudin sami to Ghana fo nyanim se obia fi nani o mene ni ndawo te se aboa wowo
Dunja Jumaku ajuma akonya nini opese oye dunja Jumaku ajuma no bese obeka ye ho akonya ne na aba no se obinya saa epepa no na nso waba be so ahwe enti links no a obetimi aye no online basa ope form no physical ni bi atoa post office ne hwe so mo ton bi Ghana Commercial Bank obetimi akoto bi se wan hwe obede asokwa beda no achinchina enti yenya hwe yesi a ye de biget ni down this almost manufacture mo de o bo so de abetum no akoda enam se ye pa adwumanti buzi nyina yeguso aya hwe na wan kwa nkofa ba bia mo bia nkoju sika ni ene online no process ndi omo ho pa
arusiafo na enu achi no na eye opanyini di bi ka ho e kire se wanum susu omanya akonya ewo Fire Service adumanim dada no be na yuso mu dada ntino obefa ho na wode aburi ni afa so nto obehu so afra so mi aduma no mu dada minima so masimi no obenten to da fa takudu afa sempo abra na memfa ko hu aya anipa so masi na abane abefa ne ntempa so wose sa Fire Service personnel fo no so omonya hweye sanse wunu ni etise odo ho afọlfọl se aduma die bi etise mu a nya de se yebe ga wo se fa ho tototo emra no enu bebi ne se de se
ebiem meboa obana mo nanya adwuma enti fa kaka dabi ewo ho de minka se ni ho but for a victim too emo bi maju sika ni o de kono kosa minya no bebre no office o kasa mo mu de ma minka nchiro me kasa ni si bunu ya ni pani bia osoro a me ko kasa fa sreko anase sidi du bibra na me fa nkoma no na omwa mini bi entu fra me ana maka cho se mesro ye ton forms no kona koto ne fa mpa bonta ye chi ya mitimi ye me tu ya anyi mi sreko ya anyi mi penny na mitimi ko obi ya me pa che nya se mo bia maju sika ni e vosi kan ko mo bia se obeboa me afa dabi na kosh wenzie fama ye mrantie no a omunso a be wurawuram
e ye fa kakra ba e be fa ora bra wa woni se woni link bia no
me o se eba on defend o kodin so a e ho asem beba
se ho asem so ba no akoyi ho ano uyi ho ano no wa nyi yesu so dia na wa so ya hye eni a wuti ye wono ene ye bono mantamu opanya ono na hwan kita odi adwumadi ntoto so na bede kire ede madum ja adwumakuo no ADO1 Kwame Adomako
na District Chief Executive Fedima Adanse South Ononyamfo Ohene ba Kwabena Ando what the attention draw for enemy say one no wati ekua one mo ye emrante akintira wa one we gina one nice so was say eku no patrol team bia one of the adance south and put one mu nyina one e bom pempe enopa ewia enwumre ana fin so anajo enti obi bi obe na adwo so no pese otu galam se obakora forest ni mo ene ono ankasa ne pe eno ti wono de so ono ti wono mi pa so obema kwan ya magalam se asori ewo ne mpesua so anase ne man sinim de lalai
Oka ekwan yi ho asem yi kromu a etutu okreni mi ame eti mashana nabo se yibetu wana ho na de betu ya ye de aboa bia na yenya ekwan a smooth afaso no ye be oka yi stadium aka ho ne ho asem
Arense arishe yesremu we enye ahine ba nene no enti ye bepe na ye de abrew
Abusuafo forma yemfa kasebo no enko obi eman so na yenko wie e wo hodomwan na Eswatini we ayoman ba kwa sisia ne de first no di no na hunu pe na yemahyew eyo ho ani wanam now na so so na nsem wodoma wo mo se wo de ahenie enebu oman no to mo hempon ebe piemu e wo Ghana hanom a oto asokwa ba santimantem no opem so ebe nya nkitawudie ni nti amasisia de omukro no no o ma de hyebu okro mu di no hu ya no ahu na jese wa bone yakwa anim a na Eswatini abanya dia to dwe mi se omonsa kasika bia no esoma America dollar no 5.1 million na the ochezo de ko euros no ma ye 3.8 million sika omonsa ka di free here omochese owura Donald Trump and ono ayi America man panyini ene tabli sika di bra wo so omonje ene se na se wo ho ne sen wo so na nsem wo so be kai a owura Donald Trump e ba sen kunu se ebi mu ono ma fa kwa papa so na ba o man mu ti no wo de wo mo ensa so ko machi no so ebi wo ma wo fa wo ohunu omukuro mu enti ane odu kaka na nia oso mo medemba kwa ha no de mabel begu o ma ne Ghana kora de bibra ye ya enwo asam na enya asam keto be ya atwetan ewo mayi mu Eswatini fu ekoma mu bi no o ma bepiri bebere ti o ma bepiri bebere ne nam so amoru adina Trump so akana koma no se mo oni adopa de sa na tie dia enya medisika no esom America dollar no 5.1 million monye na mo so vanto to nyoma ga kra egosi brasa nkrofo yi ye be hu o ma kiri kwan ya ba be fo mo de o mo akọ o mo emai mu enti Eswatini aban no wono so nya agya tum se sesike o mo sa kan ye wo mo so o mo yempon eye ken Meswati a ono to so makomako miensa wono so kura chem so na o mo sa mo kire mi se on sa asemi ba afufuro se na nkrofo bu ne mai mu wodo ma wo mo ne nya adwene o so mo ne ham so pa sa human right for no na ye de wo de mai no ogofa nkrofo bi ani mo do ma ba o mai mu o ma boy ko na ne ne dan o be di ewane ne dan na so o tese kaka nkrofo no o mo no matna bonfisem bi anko so enti ade Donald Trump nso ayama wo mo no na chese so o mani anisa a chese no so o mo de wo madbo ede ato eye edwa eno esum chechimu de aba na me chese kaka ne kan anu tuma kasa be ke bia sike so nya bia na nya bi ne ka ho asem ebi aba ani en kan ya na sa
Eswatini omododo nyina no omo ye 1.14 million
yes
and it is 5 million say yes ye che dia ma Eswatini for krampo na obia enya kra no yemfa no be ye say $2 ubenya aha $2 ubenya and $2 in Ghana hano ma ka $2 ubenya be 20 cedis but isi kan so na omo de no emodu si na omo de no
Ghana de modu chen Eswatini as you de kwansi bio
nti idabio nti ko hono mo a eno se sika we emodu e wo hono mo yes so omo no so ti omo economy no and yes sika na
betimi de manage ya
obetimi na Ghana akrampo Ghana hano so kita 10 cedis anka ko Nigeria obetimi nya yes
oh yes
with 10 cedis
se tina yo mota ba hanom no ti omo ba ha yo mabro chiro
me nada o
se de yakọ US ni yakọ $1 dia ba no o se be pesi dia ko ya mukro mu ye
enti Eswatini 5 million is capable de mo
na yo de just come yen
oh Kofi Ghana has so the 5
ensu yen si ya meti chama yen ya de project bi
sika mo de ba 5 million pa
so ma bre enkrofori ko ni bi de so mo so bre sika ni bi I see a quadia, they are no margin on can was some.
No, on Mampany, a Bobby Kai say, no, so many America go so I can once some sir. So would be a say, sir, on my don't buy a crump on your son, your moko or mukrum. I man, no crump could see or mine or court to say against their will. say me ensa na de omba ya na I'm not certain.
Yeah, mokasa dodo. Asemba munya abokyere. Muye de sa sika ba fie. Na mabagu.
Oh.
Yaso de peska.
Who made this kabeda jiwe?
Yaso atini for mu daji.
Arisha my yemfa wisi kasi ari my yemfa wisi wa say na nyame ado kyerɛ pa yemfa foforo emfa emro. Na kasi ni mu ensem ne de na edi emu akotene bi ene say Christian Council e de ato aban anim say LGBT bill no onya ne ntem sa so na National Cathedral no so no ebetimi a onto aso.
Na wasasem kro ya huna mampanyin so de anu yie e de ekode ma Christian Council for say wo eye National Cathedral ndo munya abotre sanse nhwemu koso nhwemu no ye ye mani si pipa ibe wana moto ebetu e de afa National Cathedral no ho ebiem LGBTQ+ no so wo kyeremu say omo nkoma komanto omyam de ono mampanyin twan ya ne say mrase bedwafo bedi nkomo no magye atomo omunya gye tum say kokoro o de komgye no omen ono so behwe no ne nsa hyase agye atom.
Sa enso na kasemu no nyamfo Isaac Adongo ekyerese Ghana yewo adoye nti emrepa de yanim.
Na sanso na mrase bedwani de ma de shomo atiwa Isabato mpesua so onimonyamfo abna se asare so kyerese galamse ko na ye kono ayese ye de plastic chair ohun esa nkunya rubber nkunya bi ene ye de kontokwa ne ye mu ode pa na eno no sai beti medi nkunimu ni.
Areshe na ensembinum ka ho ne yetra se ene anwumre e de ebro se anwumre nunum empa mu kase ena se nkoma ohene race by na fe so ohene no dairy powdered milk wonom ena efa kase yi eho eka na se ke okay wono ene tra technical room no so streaming nyina live e wo Facebook e de emayen na ene na akenkan for ene anwumre na eyeme ohene ba nyakomene
Adwempa yin ko fi mensa adwene papa na papa ni wadi mukan.
Yadi wasi nyame aduma wo kyena no pa obesan ate yen kabiem.